Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about To Love a Patty, and Breath of Fresh Squidward. First, I'm going to talk about To Love a Patty. Enjoy. The episode starts off at the Krusty Krab. SpongeBob is seen cooking Krabby Patties. He makes several of them and falls in love with one of them, naming it Patty. The patties are taken to customers, who start wolfing down on the food. Consumed by guilt, SpongeBob rescues Patty and Squidward's sarcastic suggestion takes it out but not before replacing her with a patty that has his shoe on it, which the customer still enjoys. SpongeBob takes Patty to his house. Patrick and Sandy arrive, both hoping to play with SpongeBob, only for him to ignore them in favor of spending the day with Patty. Patrick is especially dismayed to have been rejected by his best friend. Meanwhile, SpongeBob takes Patty to several activities while singing a song, such as going to the Valentine's Day Carnival, eating cotton candy, the mall, the beach, and when clams try to eat Patty, SpongeBob uses karate to murder 21 clams in total for Patty's defense and safety. Later, they ride a boat down a river and go down a waterfall. Patty falls apart in the water, so SpongeBob puts the sandwich back together, but now Patty is soggy and gloomy looking. SpongeBob ends the song at this point. After 6 hours of activity, SpongeBob takes Patty on a picnic in the park, but by now, the patty has spoiled. Somewhat oblivious to this, SpongeBob decides to take it on a date to the Krusty Krab. Once there, SpongeBob informs Mr. Krabs about his date and Mr. Krabs gets excited, thinking he is dating a rich girl, but finds it strange when he discovers the date is a Krabby Patty, with a rancid smell that drives off other customers. Squidward sullenly tries to tell SpongeBob that his date is just a rotten Krabby Patty, but SpongeBob still thinks Patty is beautiful until he smells her, then sees the hideous appearance of the spoiled patty. SpongeBob questions how this came to be. Mr. Krabs tells the fry cook that he once fell in love with a Krabby Patty. He then tells SpongeBob that Krabby Patties are meant to be loved and eaten. SpongeBob finally knows what he must do and eats his date, feeling nauseous afterward. SpongeBob asks Mr. Krabs for a doggy bag as the episode ends. Next, I'm going to talk about Breath of Fresh Squidward. Enjoy. The episode starts off with Squidward sleeping, but then he hears SpongeBob and Patrick's voices talking about their dip with no chips to use it for. He wakes up to see them in his bedroom. Squidward angrily questions why they are at Squidward's house to watch the sunrise with him. After Squidward finds out that they have snuck into his room every morning at approximately 3:47 to celebrate holidays like Easter, Valentine's Day, and the 4th of July, it is told that his brain has a nasty storm raging whenever Squidward sees SpongeBob. His happy gland is forced to find shelter in his mind's recesses, but he gets the flu and has to stay in bed due to no recess deep enough, until the two leave. 3 hours later, Squidward installs an electric fence around his house to prevent SpongeBob and Patrick from intruding. He tricks them into picnicking on a wooden catapult, which he uses to fling them outside the fence. To Squidward's surprise, the two land back inside and ask to be catapulted again, resulting in Squidward refusing and then ordering them out. As he opens the activated fence's door, he gets shocked, clearing the storm over his brain. After SpongeBob unsuccessfully attempts to rouse Squidward and decides to go to the petting zoo with Patrick instead, Squidward awakens and asks if he could go with the two to see the seahorses and scallops, to which the surprised duo agree to. Squidward continues to express happiness and perform kind gestures for SpongeBob the next morning, such as waking SpongeBob up for work as his alarm clock, turning the pages on his newspaper, flossing his teeth for him and walking to work with him. At the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob is surprised to see Squidward enter the kitchen, saying that he wanted to help SpongeBob work. SpongeBob promptly rejects this and Squidward is called out front by Mr. Krabs. He asks Susie if she wants tartar sauce, gives her a free hat and then asks everybody if they want free refills. This shocks Mr. Krabs, who hates people giving other people grub and refills for free, and either calls cheap food and verbal abuse or back into the kitchen with SpongeBob he goes. Squidward returns to the kitchen, even making a fresh batch of Krabby Patties, but SpongeBob arrogantly rejects them, calling them no good, and telling him being a fry cook takes years of practice, and that he would never be up to it. He is stopped by Mr. Krabs when trying to throw them away, and is told they look fine to him despite SpongeBob's protest. SpongeBob becomes angry when he finds out Squidward has become a fry cook. Squidward expresses his desire to be Employee of the Month, with SpongeBob already being won a gazillion times, but the latter corrects him, saying a gazillion and 6 times and telling him to keep dreaming. Mr. Krabs then barges in to show SpongeBob a patty with a smiley face and dimples made out of ketchup and ask him about it. SpongeBob says that Squidward made it, expecting Mr. Krabs to be upset at Squidward. However, Mr. Krabs loves the little ketchup dimples Squidward made so much and makes him the new Employee of the Month, much to SpongeBob's shock and horror. Patrick then arrives with a scrumptious chocolate cake with light blue and white frosting for the award winner, which SpongeBob reluctantly and sadly erases his name on the cake and replaces it with Squidward's. Later, a party is thrown at Patrick's house to celebrate Squidward being the Employee of the Month. SpongeBob becomes enraged after seeing Squidward pogo dancing with Patrick and yells at him, hurting Squidward emotionally and kicking him out of the party. Squidward cries and sadly walks out of the rock and attempts to enter his house again, but gets shocked again upon touching the doorknob. SpongeBob comes to Squidward to apologize for his behavior to him, and the sponge slaps the cephalopod's hand, wanting to meet him, all the way, and let bygones be bygones. Unfortunately, this leads to SpongeBob getting shocked. Patrick joins them in getting shocked, saying he wants to dance funny too. The generator explodes and Squidward returns to normal. However, SpongeBob and Patrick's eyes and voices change to look and sound like Squidward's, picking up the same attitude. They get into an argument with him, as the episode ends. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.